Hey guys out there, we are live here at Age of Radio Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news at Game On Expo 2026 here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Convention Center. This is day one. You guys probably already saw the opener, so hi. I'm Jinx. I am from Cos Talk Live as well as Age of Radio Mercury, and we are here for our very first cosplayer interview. I would like to introduce Cosplaytology. She has been in the cosplay industry for over 17 years and also does a lot of film, theater, and as well as a licensed cosmetologist. Yeah, do you want to go ahead and do a little bit of quick background about your cosplay?
Oh, as far as the cosplay I'm currently wearing? Or
just
what, how do you
like
mean?
the beginning.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from Northern California, so I started with my first con being SAC Anime at the Scottish Rite Center.
Okay.
Which is a throwback for pretty much everyone that goes to SAC Anime. But yeah, no, and like it was quite an eye-opening experience going to a con for the first time and just being like,
absolutely.
I found my people. And like in my first cosplay, just threw together the night before with my dad's help because he's the only one who knew how to sew at the time.
Awesome. And what was that first cosplay?
My first cosplay was San from Princess Mononoke.
Okay,
It was literally made from a dress my mom had since she was in college, a cut-up t-shirt, and a cape my dad sewed with fur and like suede we found at our local craft store.
You know, I love it because Miyazaki films, the characters are very simple, right? So they're very good, like first cosplays. So I think everyone has had at least like one Miyazaki cosplay.
I'm very guilty of cosplaying Miyazaki.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little Gigi tattoo.
Oh my gosh.
And then if you guys watched us Tucson, you saw me get calcifer on my ankle live. I'm sure that was very amusing.
I actually have calcifer here.
Do you?
I know, he's a little faded. I'm actually planning to get him redone.
So cute.
I also have, it's probably all hidden, but I
yeah,
think
you guys can't see it, but it's really cute. And
I have
then
Princess Mononoke. I have soot sprites on my ankle. Both tops of my
you?
feet
Oh my
are
goodness.
done. I have Kiki's Liver Service and Howl's Moving Castle. And then I even have, since it's technically Miyazaki, Lupin the Third Castle of Cagliostro.
Yes.
Oh, and Porco Rosso Plain.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
then I
are
can
like
actually show.
Miyazaki #1
I
fangirl.
love it.
Yes, absolutely. And I can't show my calcifer, but it's just line art, but it's really nice and clean. And again, you guys can see it on one of our past broadcasts when we did Tucson Comic-Con. So I want to talk a little bit about your core beliefs. So this is a very interesting concept. At Cos Talk Live, we have core beliefs, but I've never thought of doing one for myself, which I really appreciate because going off topic in my personal life, I do. So your core beliefs are sustainability, affordability, and accessibility in cosplay.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about those?
Yeah, definitely. So as far as like we can work kind of backwards in it, as far as accessibility, it's that cosplay is for everyone. There should be no bar of entry. It doesn't matter if you are just throwing something together out of your closet, buying something, making it yourself, like all cosplay is valid, and that I'm very firm and believe in because I have been around a long time, so I'm like, I have seen the worst of the worst gatekeeping, and I'm like, I'm not here for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as far as affordability, I got into this during a recession. And I have never been in a place where I can just throw a lot of money at making cosplay. So it's definitely a challenge, but it's not impossible. And it's very fun to like challenge myself and seeing how it can be done. And I like sharing how I do it so that other people can do it too. And making that accessibility for that as well.
Of course.
And then as far as sustainability, I believe in sustainability in both my like daily wardrobe as well as in cosplay. So that's just kind of where like that can be viewed in several different ways. One of them is I primarily use natural fibers, so things that over time will break down. I will often use threads that are like glazed cotton threads, linen threads, silk threads, things that will like compost over time.
Sure.
So that I'm trying to reduce my personal like footprint as far as polyesters and synthetics, but even then, if I do opt to use one, they are sourced in a sustainable way. I am an affiliate of Fabric Mart, and Fabric Mart, they're a whole website dedicated to selling dead stock fabric.
Oh, cool.
So
cool.
these are the leftover fabrics from like the fashion districts in New York. and they just giving a second chance and to keeping them out of the landfill. I'm big on thrifting, and just wearing your cosplays for as long as possible. My cosplay tomorrow, I realized I made 9 years ago, and I'm still wearing it.
Nice, nice. Now, you said you collaborate with Fabric Mart. Do you have any kind of promotion you'd like to share about that?
I sure do. You can use Mina5 for $5 off your order with Fabric Mart. So
is that Mina, MINA,
yes,
number 5?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Mina 5. All right, that's awesome. So when we talk about sustainability, actually, I want to go back and talk about accessibility. So I have. So it has been a very long time as well. Or you could even like there were five types of wigs you could buy on eBay, right? And
oh my god, the Cosworks wigs.
Oh god, I have
one that I saved that I'm like, this is just for like.
It's like your trophy, right?
I have like a small museum of like specialty wigs, and I was just like, these will never get used, but they're like just markers of history.
You should like, I don't know, like solidify them, like so that they never move.
I want to like make a video about them, just because like I feel like to me it's interesting when I tell people about it. They're like, what is that?
Yeah, wigs are still a very like uncommon like skill in the cosplay community, and it helps those that do know wig skills, you know, like build their business. But going back to what you said about gatekeeping, you know, when I was watching cosplay grow through the United States, like the gatekeeping was so real. Like it still is, but it was just, there was so much fewer of us and more criticism, and it still exists, but I even had things within myself where I was like, oh, I can't do that because of XYZ, instead of like, I want to do that, I'm gonna, you know? Exactly. So that's really a good thing that we really should be encouraging everybody. And I know during the pandemic, like cosplay soared, right? Because even though the current cosplayers couldn't like live, you know, do the social, it's a social habit, right?
Yeah, we couldn't be together in person. We still had community online.
Right, so we started online, and then I think a lot of people saw that too, and was like, whoa, I can cosplay because you don't need to be in person to do it, and you don't. Like, cosplay really has 0 rules, right?
Exactly.
You do it for yourself.
The rules are be nice.
Yeah. The rules are be nice and have fun.
Exactly.
Those are the only, and just be honest. So if it isn't yours, don't say that you made it. That's the third thing, I think. Yeah. So at the time, like when they started like manufacturing cosplays, it was really looked down upon. And then now it's like, oh, well, you can't compete in this. So it's really interesting to see that grow. And I think just like any other kind of niche hobby, it has a similar kinds of gatekeeping that people need to get through.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's always going to be like kind of just growing pains, especially as we expand, because I was like, okay, so we've both been around since before, I would say, the initial boom of like 2010 to 2012.
Yeah, exactly.
When we went from subculture to like being in the mainstream, and then another growth at the pandemic where it's just like, okay,
everything was online.
Now it's so commonplace that the word cosplay has now just become more commonplace, and saying it like as a term, just in the daily language. People, oh yeah, someone's cosplaying this instead of sedate. Yeah. And it's just like, oh wait, what?
I know, it's so fascinating.
I used to have to like give a description of the word because no one understood what cosplay was.
And then when you said it, it's short for costume play, and it just got worse, right?
Right, and they just look at you like you're crazy.
I used to not tell people at work I cosplayed. Like, it was 2 separate lives. Yeah, absolutely. But it's interesting because one of my therapists was like, oh yeah, cosplay, I know what that is, and started talking about it, and I'm like, do I need like therapy for my therapy on cosplay?
It was so wild. One time I was working, and some friends were like talking about this really cool thing, and they went to show me, and it was one of my friends competing.
No way.
And I was like, and they're like, hey, have you seen this? I was like, that's my friend Jared. Actually,
I have people that send me stuff all the time. Like, I do know that person. So to see it grow has just been so amazing. I even had some personal things where I was like, oh, if I can make it, I should. But at the same time, I started buying used cosplays, and sometimes that makes me be like, oh, I want to make my own now, and then I'll sell that one. But when we talk about affordability, like that all goes into it, right? Especially like, so cosplay companies come out with like their basic, their, you know, what do we call, like their pro versions of cosplay. So even they understand that there has to be some sort of like, you know, differentiation between like people with budgets and stuff. So
yeah, and just like what level people are wanting to invest, because like even with how, because I make my cosplays, I'm unfortunately too stingy, and also being plus size, it's a little harder to buy a cosplay. So I haven't explored that avenue as much yet. I'm like, I want to just like check a box to be like, I want to have that experience. But even wait, where was I going?
Affordability.
Yeah.
That you're
Oh
into young
yeah.
costumes.
So when it comes to like making my cosplays, because I am a competition cosplayer, so I will compete. But my casual cosplays, they are not made to the same standards
Yeah.
as my competitive ones. So I was like, my
Absolutely.
competitive ones take me at least a year to make.
Yeah.
I'm like, this was a bed sheet cover,
Nice.
and this is scrap. And I actually made this for my Lady Gyokyo, and then I was like, I'm not happy with that cosplay, but I really like it. So I just, oh my gosh, I got makeup all over myself. And I
That's
didn't
the life
notice.
of cosplay. I think I
And
have
now it's
makeup on
Mel.
mine too. It happens. And then when we talk about sustainability, again, that's like reusing cosplays, right? Because it's still kind of a stigma, and it was much more in the before, but it still is that you wear if you
have to have
it's
something
like the
new every
Oscars, right?
time.
Like you can't wear that dress you wore it last year,
Yeah,
So I mean, how would we promote that kind of that kind of
I think part
thought.
of it is that people are always wanting to have that feeling of something new, and another way to kind of feed that need, but not go to the point of you're buying something new every time is, hey, why don't you just look at your costumes, see what you want to improve, and make improvement instead.
That's a good
And
point.
that will help like get you to continue to wear it. Like as far as the costume I made, my Toph Beifong, which I'll be wearing tomorrow, that is like the base of the cosplay. Yeah, I made that 10 years ago or 9 years ago, and then but the shirt, I remade the shirt. I'm far happier with my new shirt.
Okay.
And then I ended up okay, so I have this problem where after a while old costumes start looking less like costumes and more like potential fabric. So my old skirt I ended up cutting up into a dress for another costume, so I actually wear a different skirt with that one now, which is great because now I have pockets.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like slow improvement so that you get that feeling of something new about it and your costume has now improved.
Ooh, I
But
love that. I really, really do love that.
You're not going insane with like just filling up with things you're not going to wear multiple times.
Yeah, and when you talk about like I'm too attached to my cosplays. I don't like to take them apart, but I do try to make pieces that are usable for other pieces.
Yeah, I have some pieces that are actually just in my daily wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if I sell it, I'm like, you can't have XYZ because I still.
Right?
So let's move on, Mina. You do have some theater and film. What roles did you have?
So as far as working in theater and film, I actually worked in doing hair and makeup.
Oh, okay.
So last time I performed,
Yeah.
I think I was just a dancer in a production of Oklahoma.
Oh, well,
Nothing
that's
special.
fun. I also am a theater nerd too. So.
I love it. Like I love seeing, I love dancing, but I was just like, I had a lot more fun working tech and being like, I've worked as a stage manager. That was my first career. And now it's brought me, so that actually was a transferable skill. I've run costume contests and like on different scales. I am actually the masquerade director for Game On Expo.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to seeing all my competitors tomorrow.
Yeah,
and seeing what they bring.
Is there still time to sign up?
There isn't, but definitely people should come check it out. We were able to get some sponsors for some really interesting prizes.
Yeah.
So we have a little over $2,000 to give away to our winners.
So when can people watch the masquerade?
The masquerade will be at 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, here at Phoenix Convention Center. You do need to have a badge to see the masquerade, so you can get day badges. So go and get it if you want to come and check it out. So you said that you use more of your like costuming and makeup skills when you're doing film and theater.
Yeah, because so I started cosplaying when I was in middle school, and so started developing skills then, and realized, oh, I actually really like this.
Okay, great.
And so that's when I had done some work in like styling wigs for theater, just like community theaters mainly. And then while I was in cosmetology school, one of my friends, Margaret Kerrigan, who's actually on Face Off.
Cool.
She's a special effects makeup artist, and is like amazingly skilled. Also beautiful singer. But she was like, hey, I need someone to go help on this shoot, do this, and like whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'm in cosmetology school, but you know, I can do this on weekends. That's fine. And that was like my first film gig, was going and working on a film, and just like got really into it. So I've done some wig styling for film, and then I have also worked on a few film sets, including a Firefly fan film, which was really fun.
That's fun.
I know, it was hilarious though, because a lot of people there were like, it was such a great crew. Only me and the person producing it were familiar with Firefly.
Oh.
So I ended up becoming like the second in command for like verifying things were accurate to the universe.
Sure, like you became a consultant as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, that's hilarious. But yeah, and a fun thing I've done with like every because I often work on like the larger crowd shoots. I will sneak in a Dutch braid in like every crowd that I do.
Oh, okay, so you have like a little like a calling card.
Exactly. I was like, no one knows, no one cares, but I was just like, this is a fun thing for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So a lot of times people think that cosplay is not, and there's various levels of cosplay. Like, so there's so many out of cosplay that you can also use in your real life. So that's great that you're able to like use your hobby like passions for something professional.
Yeah, because honestly, when it comes to cosmetology school, it teaches you a lot of skills, but a lot of the focus of it is sanitation, which is absolutely valid.
Right.
But when I was in school in 2014, I looked at the chapter on wigs. It was accurate to the 90s.
Oh.
All the information was so out of date that I ended up teaching my like classmates more updated stuff, and even now what I was teaching them is somewhat outdated. Because like now cosplayers are kind of leading as far as like information on synthetic wigs, not human hair wigs, but synthetic wigs, and able to do so much with them. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like the wig industry just like exploded. There's so many different kinds of materials and accessories. I'm also kind of like learning to do more wig styling as well. So I do want to talk about what you're bringing to Game On Expo, and you call it At Con Salon.
Yes. So At Con Salon is where I pretty much just set up shop, and I offer wig styling services. I even today someone took advantage of the fact that to go on, and that comes with like a free wig cap and everything. And I will help you put on your wig so it's all like nice and clean and you're ready to go. And it's all professionally done. So she had long hair, so we opted for some braids, which was great because then when I was like, hey, when you're done for the day and you take all this off, you're not going to have wig hair. You're going to have beautiful waves.
Right, yeah. And it's going to be helped by all the sweat. Like, people think, like, how does your hair come out like that? Because I do braids, and I also sweat. And I'm like, hey, here's
also,
my
your
wig
scalp
hair.
is, like, releasing heat.
Yeah.
So pretty much your hair changes from things. It is either moisture, so if you get your hair wet, or heat. Your head's going to produce the heat to impact, like, set those, if you do pin curls and curls, or just waves with the braids.
Yeah, and then you're ready for the after party.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So do you have some tips about people who have, like, not no hair, but very short hair? Maybe it's hard to, like, maybe it's, like, too short to braid, but too long to just put in a wig cap.
So with that, you could do a couple different methods. With one of them, I do like that wig grips are becoming a thing. So you could just opt for a wig grip. I would still recommend kind of like pinning. A lot of people don't things, and I'm like, please still pin things.
Because your hair just like moves around under there.
Yeah, and like just like, sure, there's the word grip in wig grip, but it only does so much. You shouldn't put 100% faith into it.
Right.
So just, grab a couple pins, pin it together. So that's a great option for people with short hair. A solution I've done in the past is pretty much just put hair gel and then go in with a comb and a dryer and just kind of create a hard like surface that you can still pin into, because you should be pinning your wigs.
Yeah, and prepping your hair. That's actually really great. My hair's always been long, so I never know. Like, when people ask me for advice, I'm like, wow, I really don't know. I mean, if you're bald, I can tell you, but that middle part is always tricky.
I have like fairly thick hair. It used to be thicker, and when it was thicker, I had I shaved the nape. So that's something I would do often. When it would grow out a bit, I would be able to like.
Did you do that for the purpose of wearing wigs? Or was that a style choice?
That was mainly a style choice, but it did help because, like, at the time, wigs were very small in the cap size.
Yeah, there was like no size. There was like one size.
You could you could only get Arta larger sizes, and I was like, I am poor.
Yeah, Arta. I mean, granted, they're very good quality, but I have never personally purchased one. I've been gifted them, I've been given them or bought them like secondhand. So I've never bought them full price.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah. No, I do love Arta. Arta often sponsors my wig panels that I'll bring to various cons.
Nice.
So I love working with them, and they're actually one of our sponsors for the masquerade.
Yay! That's awesome.
I know. They were very generous.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like $350 worth of pricing.
and that's like, their wigs are expensive, but that'll get you like 2 to 3 like really good wigs.
Well, it's spread out over a few of our different wards, so
okay,
even then, like, I think the minimum amount is still like 50 to 75.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
still,
you're still going to be able to get at least one wig.
Or you can get it like at a price that's more affordable for you. So that is really, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so we are talking a lot about cosplay, but people don't usually ask what else you like other than cosplay. So tell me something about that's not related to your costuming, wigs, and makeup. What else do you like to do? Ooh, and I have to say, other than watching like things that like feature fandom, because I think that's like hand in hand. So what else do you like to do?
Well, I very much like, it's the ADHD kicks in where I like cycle through a few different hobbies. So I love historical fashion, so I do a lot of that, as well as I collect ball jointed dolls where I will use my scrap fabrics and make them clothes, which is a lot of fun. And then like, because I feel like everyone should have a physical activity that just gets you outside. Mine is putting on a fabric mermaid tail and going swimming as a mermaid.
Oh my gosh.
It's so much fun. And all those are just various forms of crafting and more sewing.
They are. You're cheating a little bit, but I'll take it.
I don't do anything other than crafting.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, if that's what makes your soul the happiest, then do it. I actually am not a very strong swimmer. Thank you. But I did try a mermaid lesson, and I made the mistake of doing it in the ocean.
Ooh, yeah. No, I don't swim in the ocean.
That was so.
I only swim in pools.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't even swim in the ocean. When I'm like a beach bum. So like, but I really wanted to just try it, and it was the most difficult thing in my life, and it's like turned me off to it. Not that, yeah, but I'm not like a strong swimmer anyway. So, but that is really cool. Have you ever thought of making mermaid tails?
No, because they're really difficult to make, especially like if you're making silicone ones.
Yeah.
Because they have to be like fitted to your body. And as far as fabric ones, there's already amazing companies like Merfolk and Mertailor that are making
I follow Mertailor because
beautiful tails. So yeah, like that was my tail for the longest time. Was I had their Sea Gem and their Royal Beta for the Fantasy Fin 2.
Oh my gosh, I'm like a mermaid fangirl. That's why I wanted to try it.
I want to get the orchid tail so bad.
They're so
and
cute.
Get the Fin 3 and just be like, can I just be a whale?
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. But yeah, so I understand. There's if that, again, like I said, if that hobby like feeds your soul, run with it. But because you're more of an expert on like the cosmetic, wigs, etc. side, what skill in cosplay that you can use in cosplay that you would like to learn that you don't already know?
I like to dabble a lot, so there's definitely a lot of things I've tried out. I would love to be more proficient with like leather working. I want to make like a set of leather armor. I feel like it would be so much fun.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know if you do go to the SAS here, the SAS.
I love SAS.
Yeah, the North Phoenix SAS. So SAS is like you were mentioning Fabric Mart. It's like a warehouse where they kind of, whatever they get. And so if you go there, if you want a fabric and it's pretty specific, you like buy all of it because
right, because like the second you see it, you buy it because there is no guarantee it's going to be there.
No guarantee. But they do have a really good leather selection up there. Have you been to the North Phoenix one?
I have been to every location.
You have? Okay,
like
me too.
The Tempe location was like my home location because I was closer to where I lived at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will go up there and I'll just be like,
I know. Nice. I go there and I feel like the sequin fabrics and everything, and they have power mesh, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know they have power mesh, and then they have neoprene as well in several colors. So it's like, I have cosplays I need to make with some neoprene.
Yes. I actually wouldn't even go to the Tempe one, even though it's closest to me too. I would make it out.
So small.
It is small. So like for quick emergencies.
For some emergencies or like just like the notions and,
and the basic stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So leather work, that's interesting. I would also love to do leather work. I've never used real leather. It's always been like vinyl, and that's a pain. I think leather would probably be easier.
Honestly, it kind of is because like vinyl's still a fabric, so it's going to have like a warp and a weft no matter what you do.
That is true.
But leather is a bit easier. Like I started with like the little scrap bags you could get at like Michael's and everything. I started with those, and so like I've played a bit with leather, but I've been like MacGyvering it. I was like, no, I want to be able to do it properly.
Yeah. And it's really consistent. It's natural fabric, right? So you can almost always, not fabric, but it's a natural material. So you can usually predict how it will react. But
Exactly.
vinyls come in so many different like types.
And they degrade so
They
quickly,
do.
especially like gold. Gold just disappears.
It just like crumbles off. And here in Arizona, it's a dry heat, guys. It is hot, but it is a dry heat. But it can affect a lot of materials that we do use very consistently in cosplay.
Yeah, as long as you keep the leather hydrated, then it's fine.
Yeah, there you go. Oh. And so, what kind of future cosplay plans do you have?
Ooh, so here's the fun part, because I have one I can't mention because it's going to be for Fabric Mart. A poster on their blog every couple months.
Oh, cool.
So one of my upcoming projects that I'll be wearing to Fanime is going to be for that. So keep an eye out. It's a lot of linen. I look forward to being comfortable.
Ooh, linen, yeah.
Right? A lot of ironing, but worth it.
I know.
And then one of the other ones, so I regularly cosplay Jester Lavore, and I've just been slowly making my way through all of her canon designs.
Okay.
And I have, excluding the wedding dress, I have one left.
Okay.
So I plan on...
But you say that now. Is there going to be more in the future?
I don't know, because the campaign wrapped up. It's only...
Okay,
we'll get new ones if they do, like one-offs. They'll usually give us a new outfit. Or now that the Mighty Nine is now an animated show, then we can be like, well...
At least you can catch up to a point, right? And then if something new comes out, you're ready.
Right? Well, there is a dress in the animated show. It's like, okay, well, that's going on a future list. But of the original campaign canon designs, I have one left that I plan to make for Level Up Expo.
Okay.
So that's her level 17 outfit. It's very piratey and fun, and I already have a bunch of wool I got from Fabric Mart for it.
Oh, wool. I can't. I run hot, as you can see. I'm actually, if you guys can't see what's under the table, but I'm actually hiding a little fan. Because I do run very hot. But wool is like one product I can't work with. So I wish you luck.
I'm pretty okay with wool because I don't have it directly against my skin. Because like I plan to have underlayers. I have like the most underlayer that'll be against my skin is I think like a cotton linen voile blend.
Yeah, so it'll
it's
like
nice and lightweight.
breathe.
And then I usually back my wool with like a cotton canvas so that it's still another breathable layer.
Yeah.
And wool itself is still fairly breathable.
Yeah, I just can't layer. Like I'm hot right now, and like look. Anyway,
I know, I'm like I'm in.
You've got some breezy fabrics going on though.
Yeah, I was like, I got more linen against me, and then I'm just like sleeves, so I can create a nice breeze for myself.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about your cosplay that you're wearing now. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's my fancy Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries.
Which is on Netflix right now.
It is, and Crunchyroll.
Oh, and Crunchyroll. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this was just a thrifted like duvet cover, like a king size duvet cover. So to a dress, it was originally for my lady Kyokyo.
Okay.
But I was not getting a lot of wear out of her, so I literally this is just an
You're good.
This is just an undersleeve that I sewed to the same arm side, but I didn't cut it long enough. So there's just a nice cotton knit filling the gap. So that just creates her like little double things. This is literally just a lot of fabrics. Like this was just a shirt in my wardrobe. A lot of the fabrics were just in my stash, with the exception of her like white skirt.
There's a white satin here.
I stole from my Princess Ariel cosplay.
Oh, Princess Ariel. Okay.
And like honestly, this is the same white skirt that I will also be wearing tomorrow for Toph, because that's a Toph underlayer as well.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, no, my pieces see versatility.
Nice, nice. So what events are you going to be appearing at coming up next?
Ones that I'll just be going as an attendee, I will be at Anime Las Vegas next weekend, as well as Level Up Expo in April, and then Fanime in May, and then I'll be back in Phoenix for Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, any last thoughts or words of advice you want to give our viewers?
Have fun, be safe, PPE is important, and then also, I'm going to pimp these real fast because I can't not. If you have trouble setting boundaries or calling people out, I have fans that were intended for you, whether you're a fursuiter, photographer, cosplayer, drag performers have also purchased them. It's a fan that says it's break time, no photos. There's also an ask for photos version. And then on the back, you can do a find me online. You just put in your handle.
That's so
you can and it's great in Arizona.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I have my... Okay, this is my little... Sorry if you can hear on the mic. Yeah, and where can everybody find you online?
I am Cosplaytology everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. I am most active probably on Instagram. You can find me being weird in my stories. But I try to be normal.
Don't we all?
But yeah, and also my @Consalon is Instagram only at the moment.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mina, for joining us. Again, this is Cosplaytology. We are at Expo 26, day 1 here at the Phoenix Convention Center. We have tons more content to come up, so do not go too far away, but we will see you later. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Thank you.